Top of the top, top of the top of the top of the top of the top. This is Getting in the Green with Perfect Strangers, episode number, I think it's more like 3940, Corey. I'm your host with the most. It's just Duro. I got my green hoodie legend with me. Corey, what's good with you?
All right, not much, man. Shit, NBA was nice for us last night, though.
I didn't get to anything, man.
Oh,
I didn't
man.
get to a
You left
single
money on the
fucking
table.
thing. I didn't. I don't know why, but I did not get into anything yesterday. Kind of crazy. We're gonna do this raw and uncut today. We got a guy on couch, man. He's actually in school. He's an engineer in school. That is our engineer, and he is on a fast track to class. He has to go back to class today, so we're gonna give this to you raw and uncut. We also got 12 games, right? So we're gonna keep this short and simple, and try to get in and out with this card here. But before we do, man, about last night. Good picks yesterday, Corey. Good picks.
Thanks, man. Yeah, we were dialed in yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, I was on the opposite side of two of those, which I thought, I'm so glad I didn't pick them. You were on Brooklyn, right? Brooklyn beats Charlotte 132 to 121. Cleveland goes in and beats Indy 127 to 124. Phoenix barely ekes out a win against the Magic 102 to 99. People better start looking at the Suns, man. I'm telling you, as far as those two key players being out, man, these Suns is a completely different team.
Mm-hmm.
Completely different, right? New Orleans, another one. Got smacked by Memphis 111 to 132. You called that game too, bro. You called that one too. That was that was a trifecta game for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I didn't end up getting the first quarter, but I got first half full game for him.
Yeah. Milwaukee. What did I say? Don't be afraid of that fucking number. Don't. Why are we even talking like this? Don't be afraid of that number. OKC literally had no one. 142 and 115. And then I was wrong. Golden State was the right side. 97 to 112. Crazy.
Yeah, they got it done. And that was with Clay and Steph not shooting well either. They still kind of rolled up Clippers. You know, the problem with those teams that are streaking without their superstars is, man, when guys like Reggie Jackson aren't hot all of a sudden, they don't got nothing.
They don't have anything
on the offense. So, you know, and those guys are those guys for a reason, man. They're not going to they're not dropping 30 every night for you. So, tough spot for the Clippers. But overall, though, I will say this is a good time to bet NBA because the teams that are supposed to be winning, they're not dropping games. Everybody's kind of geared up, getting into playoff mode. All the little experimental rotations, all that stuff's out the door. So,
right.
You're still going to lose, but if you want teams that are going to show up and do what you thought they were going to do, this is the time of the year.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more with you on that statement. This is a good time to bet NBA. Now, I was saying that about a month ago, right before the All-Star break, where around that time, you know, all teams have seen every scenario. They've played a back-to-back. They've played a back-to-back travel. They've had long rest. They played with the rest advantage. They played with the rest disadvantage. They've played without their main players. You've seen it all at that point. So it's a good time to know the coaching schemes, how they're working. You know, I'm telling you. And right now, it's even more better. It's even more better right now. So, yeah, that was last night's games, man. Some pretty good games. The teams that were supposed to win won, right? And we're on to today. On to the next. We are on to the next. Large slate today, 12 games. 12 games, we're going to breeze right through them. First game we have on the slate here is Boston at Charlotte. Back-to-back. Right, back-to-back. Right now, that line's at 7.5. Total on that game is 227.5. I'll tell you right now, man, I'm looking at that line movement here. It was at 6.5. It was at 6.5 yesterday. Now, I know you took this game yesterday, right?
Yeah, I got it at 7.
Yeah. So I don't see why this doesn't climb up another hook. I'm serious. Not unless somebody's out for this game. I do like Boston here. I do like Boston here. I think Boston can close this game out very, very strong. They're playing really good basketball. There's no answer for Tatum. There's no answer for Jaylen Brown. Book Knight is out. Gordon Hayward is still out. Those are the norms, but they did play yesterday, a hard game at that against Brooklyn, a game that they needed to win, and they did not. It is a back-to-back homestand. I don't care. I do like Boston here. Who do you like?
Yeah, I'm all over Boston, man. They're the hottest team in the East right now. And if Tatum's going to be dropping 50, you can't beat that team.
Yeah.
Their problem early in the year was Tatum was scoring like 18, 20, and Jaylen Brown was trying to run the show. But yeah, if Tatum's in takeover mode, man, we'll see if he can keep it up, because this is the step in his career that he just hasn't been able to take, where he's just consistently dominant, that we kind of all expected him to be.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's on this tear right now, you got to ride the wave. So yeah, I'm on Boston -7. Took it last night. I would take it at 7.5. Morning, Locke Bresner. Back at it again today. Yeah, Boston -7. I think even if this wasn't a back-for-back for Charlotte, I would be on Boston here. So
yeah,
you add the rest advantage, and they should roll here.
Yeah, I don't think Charlotte gets to the century mark. I don't think so. I think they can clamp them down here. And if Charlotte's not shooting well, you're not going to have an explosive night around the perimeter. Yeah, this is lights out for Charlotte. So we both are in agreement, man. Charlotte is going to get smacked and get smacked hard. This is a 10-point win in my opinion. Definitely my opinion. Next game we have on the books, man. Chicago Bulls at Detroit. Line is only 5.5. Only 5.5. Total on this game right now is 227.5. I'm going to tell you, man, you got some people who's questionable. The main one being Vooch, right? That's the main one. We could possibly see Ball and Caruso back this month, right? So are the teams gearing up for that? You're not a Dosunmu guy. I am. I like Ayo Dosunmu. On the Detroit Pistons side, you still have Isaiah Stewart, who's out. Killian Hayes may be questionable today, and also Pickett, who's been out. I'm going to tell you, man, I don't know why this line is so short. I don't know if it's because, honestly, they don't think that Vooch is going to play. I mean, they both have equal rest. Both of them have been off for 2 days. Chicago doesn't play again until the 12th. They play Cleveland, and Detroit plays on Boston in March, or on the 11th, rather. I don't know. I don't understand this line here. But if I have a side here, I'm going to go all day with Chicago. All day with Chicago, man. All day. All day. Yeah. Locke, yeah, I did not have any picks yesterday. Yeah, I did not have any picks yesterday. So any picks that I do post, I will post on Twitter. But I did not get to the board yesterday. That's why you hadn't seen any picks. So yeah, I do like Chicago here. I don't know if I'll get there, but I do like Chicago. Who do you like?
Yeah, I just locked Chicago -5.5 in. I don't care if Vooch plays here, honestly. There's some recency bias here in this line because they lost to Philly. Mm-hmm. And, there's a stat on Chicago. I forget the actual stat. I have to pull it back up. But they're like 0 and whatever against the top 3 teams in each conference.
Yeah.
They can't beat those guys, especially without a point guard. But the Detroit Pistons aren't going in there and beating DeRozan and these boys. They're not going to get it done tonight. -5.5. I got no problem with that. So, yeah, Chicago should roll here. Vooch would help, but I mean, really, like, you're facing Isaiah Stewart on the other side. It's not like you need the big man in there.
Mm-hmm.
That guy's going to score 9 points, 10 or 11 boards. Yeah, I got a hard time seeing Cade getting this done, man.
I think it's some recency bias because you do have a 5-game losing streak by Chicago and a 3-game win streak by Detroit.
Yeah. I mean, you could look at the teams here.
Detroit beat Toronto and Atlanta. Chicago lost to Atlanta.
Yeah, you got Philly, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Miami, Memphis. The last 3, 4, 5 for Chicago. All of those are top-tier teams. They beat Atlanta, Sacramento, San Antonio before that. Cade, let's see what we got here. Yeah, they beat Atlanta by 3, Indy, Toronto, before losing to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Beat Charlotte, lost to Boston. Yeah, I mean, they're playing good ball. Yeah, but at the end of the day, though, man, the Chicago team is in a position they got to win. I got no problem giving that 5.5 here.
Yeah, I'm leaning shy here. I'm leaning shy. We'll see. We'll see. There is some recency bias. I want to look deeper into these numbers here. Next game we have on the slate, man. Phoenix at Miami. Back-to-back for Phoenix, right? Total on this game right now is 218.5. Spread is Phoenix plus 7.5. Crazy. Crazy that you're seeing Phoenix now, a dog. And I'm telling you, man, I think Miami can come in here and smack these shit out of Phoenix. Honest to goodness. If I'm looking at the line movement right now, you are seeing this move heavily, honestly, toward the Phoenix side. I mean, this line got as high as 8.5. And now we're sitting at a 7.5. The way Miami's playing now that you got Victor Oladipo back in the mix. I mean, I know it's only been a game, but that does say a lot. You beat Orlando, you lost to Milwaukee, you beat New York, you beat Portland, you lost to Utah, you lost to New Orleans. Those teams you lost to are not better. Milwaukee is the only better team than Miami. Utah is not better than Miami. New Orleans is not better than Miami. Right? So is this one of these games here to where Miami can win? Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm afraid of the large number, right? But not as afraid since you don't have Chris Paul and you don't have D Book there. So if I'm going to choose a side here, I'm going to look at this is a Heat game or nothing for me. Heat game or nothing here. I like the Heat. I think they're in a position where they're going to make a run. This is one of those teams to where they're playing good ball. You got to go with the Heat here. Who do you like?
I want to wait on the Booker news. I don't think we have official word that he's out again today. I would wait on that. I think that's why the money's coming in on Phoenix. If he has a chance to go here, that spread is way too wide. If he doesn't play off the back-to-back, I think you got to go Miami here. Cam Payne's playing great ball. Ayton played really good last night, and they barely escaped out a win.
Barely, yeah.
So it just kind of shows, like, yeah, I mean, you got to play a bad team. Your two best players on the floor balled out. You won by 3. So you got to figure Miami comes and smacks them around, does whatever they want with them. But I would wait on the Booker news because you're going to be in a real bad spot if you jump on Miami here and then the Booker news comes out because you're going to lose about 2 to 3 points. So even if you want to bet Miami, I'd still wait.
Yeah. I tell you, man, I'm not going to lie. Phoenix does play with a little bit of pride.
They're a well-coached team, too.
They're well-coached, bro.
But, sometimes you just get outclassed, though, especially with
Spoles is a great coach. Spoles is a great coach. I mean, he's been coaching with literally nothing all year. And he's getting this is a battle of the coaches. But I do think that you'll have Jay Crowdy get a little gritty. Mikal Bridges get a little gritty. Cam Payne is always talking. Cam Johnson, I don't think he's playing. But this team is a well enough coached team to where they're not going to just go down and lay down. They're not going to do that. So that's why I'm kind of all over the place with this here. This might just be maybe a quarter bet for me, or something like that. I have to look deeper into the numbers. Next game, man, Atlanta at Milwaukee. Milwaukee minus 5.5. Line hasn't moved that much. Total on this game is 238.5. Lots of points. Milwaukee coming off a back-to-back. Don't even really think it matters for them. The funny thing is, it is a travel back-to-back. You are traveling back home. You are traveling back home. Atlanta lost to Detroit. They probably want that win back, but they beat Washington. They beat Chicago. They lost to Boston, beat Toronto, and lost to Chicago again. Milwaukee's on a tear again. On a tear, Corey. After those 2 games, they've won the last 5 that they lost. They lost to Philly. They lost to Brooklyn, and they was like, forget that. we're winning. They have not lost a game in March yet. Mind you, it's only the 9th. They have not lost a game. They played OKC. They played Phoenix. They've played Chicago. They've played Miami. Right? So if we're talking about the hottest team right now in the NBA as far as caliber opponents, they're beating some good guys. I don't see why they don't just smack the shit out of Atlanta. If Detroit can do it, why can't Milwaukee do it? This line hasn't moved. The 5.5 has been there, so maybe this is a really sharp line. I don't think you're going to get any late injury news, right? Grayson Allen's questionable. Pat Connaughton is still out. George Hill is still out. And Brook Lopez is definitely been out. Only person out for Atlanta is Kevin Huerter. So at this point, they do have the rest advantage and they are fully healthy. I don't think they can beat Milwaukee. I really don't think so. I would be surprised if they do here, even off Milwaukee's back-to-back. Now, can Milwaukee cover? 5.5 points, man. Saying a lot. I'm not going to touch this game. I'm just going to watch it. Who do you like here?
Yeah, I'm going to wait for the injury report just to make sure I don't get screwed over by Milwaukee resting some guys here.
Yeah.
But Milwaukee's going to smack the shit out of Atlanta tonight if they play everybody.
Got you.
Last night was a tune-up more than a hard-fought game for them. They scored 140 points with the bench in the fourth quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got a glorified shoot around there against, last night. And Giannis is on another planet right now, man. That guy's trying to fight his way back into the MVP talk. The guy's just playing lights out.
Mm-hmm.
Atlanta's just kind of been that team where if Trey's hot, they win. And then Trey comes out and he's 2 for 12 from the 3-point line, they lose. That's just been their last month where they just can't seem to put back-to-back performances together that are impressive. So healthy Milwaukee here. I'll probably bet them to win by 21 if they roll the whole lineup out. And then I'll obviously put a unit or two on the 5.5 because I'm not too worried about this line.
Yeah, I tell you right now, man, this one here, it could go either way if you ask me. That's all I'm going to say. Even though you're right with Milwaukee being able to go in and smack the shit out of them, it's the hardest part in NBA game playing is a team who has to play a back-to-back travel. That's it. So that's the only reason that gives me kind of cause for pause. Wouldn't be surprised if somebody sits. Would not be surprised here. Wouldn't be surprised here.
Okay,
all
so
right, man.
Atlanta, though, also not the biggest travel. If it was like an East Coast, West Coast thing, I think it might wear on them a little bit more. But I'm telling you, these boys are pumped up after what happened last night.
Yeah, we'll see. We will see, man. Next game on the slate. One I don't really care about. Lakers at the Rockets. Houston, man. Houston. Let me see where this line went to. Line is, it was at 3.5 yesterday. Line sitting at LA -4.5. -4.5. Total on this game is 233.5. Hey, man. Lakers beat up Warriors. They beat up Warriors. All I'm going to say is, because I could care two shits about my Lakers squad right now, is I don't care about this game. That's all. Because this is a game that the Lakers could lose easily. It's one of these games to where these young boys are not afraid of LeBron anymore. They're really not. And they're letting LeBron know they're not afraid of him. Right? And this is a game that the Lakers should easily go out and win. Can they win by margin? Not really sure. I'm not really sure what the Lakers are doing. They beat Golden State and turn around and lose San Antonio. Right? I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4-game losing streak. Lose one against a Warrior team who wasn't playing anyone, and then lose to San Antonio. I'm not playing this game. Don't give a shit about it. Don't care about it. Don't care. Long hair. Don't care. Who do you like here?
I'm just going to play the injury report here. If LeBron's a go and Christian Wood is out, I think the Lakers are probably going to get it done. I don't think I'd actually bet on them. It's hard to put money on this Laker team.
I know.
But, I mean, again, we just talked about, you're at this time of the year, though. If LeBron's in, they lost to San Antonio because LeBron sat. Otherwise, they win that game too.
Mhm.
You can't drop any more games if you're the Lakers. If this
You
team doesn't
can't.
make the bubble,
Mhm.
I mean, not only do you blow it up, you got to look at your contract with LeBron and the situation he put your franchise in
Mhm.
and see if it's time to move on. He's not the guy that can carry you to the first place in the conference anymore, but he needs to be the guy that can carry you to the playoffs with or without AD and Westbrook. So obviously he turned it up his last game he played, put the 56 on him, got the dub. But
Mhm.
if he goes, I think Houston is a bad matchup with the Lakers because they turn the ball over too much. And when the Lakers can get into transition and get some of those guys shooting well, they do play well.
Mhm.
So everything's telling me Lakers here if LeBron goes, but it it's really hard to put some money on it.
Yeah.
What do we got
Maybe
here?
he doesn't. That's why the spread is so low. But he's got to go. He's got to go if they're trying to make a playoff push. This is it. But the funny thing is, I'm surprised the spread is so low. To be honest with you, it's almost like the books are like, "Yeah, we get it. We get it. We get
I
it."
do like Minnesota's team total, Lock Resner. Miami, I think they're working out the rotation with Oladipo. I don't know if I'd necessarily get there with them, but
Yeah.
Minnesota team total though looks good here tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what the team total is, but yeah, great question by Locke Bresner. With the spread so big, is it good to look at team totals? I will look at Minnesota team totals in a heartbeat. There's no one stopping Minnesota. Absolutely not OKC, which leads us to our next game. Minnesota at home against OKC. This line right now is minus 14.5. Total on this game is 230, right? Minnesota's going to get their points, right?
Mhm.
It was at 14. So that's telling you somebody out there is not afraid of this damn number, right? Where it's going up a whole hook. I'm telling you, man, it's a back-to-back for OKC. Minnesota cannot be stopped. You don't have your prime players there. The only player that you do have that is playing is SGA, right?
He looks great though.
And he looks
Obviously,
great.
it's not
So,
enough to get it done, but that guy is
yeah,
on
no,
a tear of his own.
yeah, he's on a tear. So you got D'Angelo Russell, who's probable, and then you've got the major players who's still out. Anthony Edwards is probable. Noel is probable. Torian Prince is questionable. I think a lot of these people are going to go up. Minnesota's team total is sitting at 122.5. I promise you, there ain't no stopping them from getting that number.
I would go first half though.
Take the first half.
They're gonna blow them out.
Miami's team total is 114.5. I would lay off that, to be honest. I would lay off that.
I got to look at the Miami one more, but I would check the Minnesota first half team total.
Yeah.
They'll put 70 on them in the first half, no problem.
Yeah, and then lay off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good point there, Corey. I'm going to look deeper into that number. But yeah, don't be afraid of this number, y'all. Don't be afraid of this number. Please don't. If you're looking at spreads, don't be afraid of the 14.5. I promise you. OKC is not that team. There's teams that they can come back on and hang around with, but this is when they have their players, right? They don't have anybody right now. They don't have
that season-ending surgery, so that's just kind of another blow to a team that's hasn't been healthy.
Right.
I got Josh Giddey first half -8. I just locked in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at some Karl Anthony Towns first half lines too. He burned me last game because he didn't play the final 18 minutes of the game in the blowout. But
yeah, he did. I saw that.
Killed me. But first half, guy's just a dominant. He's a beast, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Minnesota first half here, and I think they step off the gas in the third and fourth quarter. They still probably cover the 14.5, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
But you want a safe play. I think Minnesota -8 first half is a lock.
Yeah, I'm with it. This one here it is all for Minnesota. If anything, Minnesota is a first half shooting team. They're in the top 3. I have to look deeper into those numbers, but this could be the trifecta.
Mm-hmm.
Serious.
Yeah, they're good out the gates.
This could be the trifecta right here. The Minnesota game. All right, now, next game, Orlando at New Orleans. Both play back-to-backs, right? New Orleans is -8.5. Total in this game is 222.5. I'm telling you right now, I don't care. I don't have any action in this game. I thought I had New Orleans right on yesterday, and I didn't. I'm glad I didn't play it. Right? Might be a little regression here. Wouldn't be surprised if Orlando got up and at least lost the game, but lost by the margin, right? Don't care about the injury reports here. I don't want any smoke in this game. Not going to play it. Who do you like?
I wouldn't bet that wide of a line.
Yeah.
If Ingram plays, maybe. Last night was a fluke, though. I talked about the matchup problem that they had with Memphis and Morant. You don't have that with Orlando.
Right.
They don't have that lanky guard that's going to attack the rim, and you don't have the protector for it. Even if Suggs plays, they should be able to hold him. So I think they could handle Orlando, but that's a wide line. Even if they win, I don't know if they cover that. I don't trust them to cover that. If Ingram's out again, though, obviously the look, he hit it in the first half yesterday, would be McCollum points. And don't even worry about the outcome. But if Ingram plays, yeah, I think they win. Not super confident in them covering those. So I'm gonna fade this game outside of some player props.
Yeah, I don't want any smoke in this game, honestly. There is a little lean out there that if you look at some of the players with points, rebounds, and assists, there are some players that are getting them. I would look at player props here. Look at some player props here. But if BI comes in, this should be, I mean, that number Corey is kind of telling me he is. Because that's a large number for won't bow down. That's a large number. I don't know. All right, man. Next game on the slate. And this one's trippy if you ask me. New York Knicks at Dallas. Dallas -8 total on this game is at 215. It's been at 8. It was at 7.5 yesterday, now at 8. Literally no one's playing for New York, right? And Dallas is on a tear right now. Now, New York has beat the Clippers and they beat Sacramento, right? Dallas, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8-2 in their last 10, right? They're covering 9-point spreads. They're covering 13.5-point spreads. They're covering all types of spreads, bro. They're going to mop the Knicks here. They are going to mop them. The Don is playing lights out. There's nobody out really of importance for the Mavericks, for the exception of Jalen Brunson, right? He's questionable. That 8 tells me he's going in. I think you're going to see this get to 8.5 once news is dropped. I like Dallas all day. I like them full game here because you don't know. They're going to play slow. They're going to play slow, right? So if New York has any type of steam, it's going to come very, very early before they get clamped down. You even saw the Lakers try to come back on them where they were up by like 15 or something at the half. Lakers came back and brought it in real close. I think even went up on Dallas in the third quarter. And then after that, it was just full steam ahead. Dallas turned that shit around. I can see the same thing happening here with New York. You don't have literally anybody playing for New York right now. Everybody out. Obi Toppin, Cam Reddish, Mitchell Robinson. Come on, man. Come on. This team is not liking Tibbs. Julius Randles is not it, Chief. Don't really care about it. I like Dallas. Dallas full game here. I'm not afraid of the -8. I think they're on their own little tear here. They're playing good ball. Who do you like?
Yeah, I already took Dallas -8. A couple things for this game is, Dallas was on a tear, I'd say about 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks, maybe 2 months ago, when they started playing this defense.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I think they actually lost to the Knicks, and I bet on them. So I got to look back at that. That sucked. But either way.
That sucked.
But same fucking team.
They did. They actually did. So this is a revenge game. You're right. January 12th, New York beat them 108-85.
And that was the game. Dallas they couldn't hit a shot. I watched it on TNT, and it was fucking. I was going to throw the remote at the TV. Dude, Maxi Kleber was open, like wide ass open. Nobody on his half of the floor, like 8 times, and dude just bricked every one of them. It is what it is. But after they started playing that good defense is when Hardaway got hurt. And
that's right. That was the game. That was
then they just didn't have enough scoring to match that defense. And they were kind of 50-50. They were winning some games, losing if a team got hot against them. Now that they got Dinwiddie, that's that extra scoring boost they needed. Even if he gets you 18, 20, that's big big for Luka.
Yes, sir. Yes,
So now
sir.
they're playing defense. They got the scoring replacement that they needed. I also think getting Porzingis out of there, as crazy as the trade looked on paper, maybe him and Luka weren't meshing well.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the locker room, the team seems re-energized here with Dinwiddie. So I like Dallas right now, man. I think they're one of those dark horses in the West that nobody talks about.
Right.
But good luck putting Luka out in a 7-game series, man. That guy can go lights out on you. So they do lack the toughness that they've always lacked in the playoffs. But I don't think the West is really built right now to beat them down in that facet. So I like Dallas here all day. Knicks got him the last time, but that took just a crazy performance on both ends, and I think they lock RJ down tonight.
Yeah. Dallas is a high favorite play for me today. I'm sorry, it really is. I think they do get it done. All right, man. Next game on the slate we have is Portland at Utah. This line, man, bruh, why is this fucking line minus 17? Why? I don't get it. Mind you, Portland has a lot of people out. Main guy being Anthony Simons, who is questionable with his quad. If he doesn't go, maybe that's why. But Yusuf Nurkic has been out. Bledsoe out indefinitely. Dame Lillard is out. He's out until the end of this month. Joe Ingles, his whole issue. I mean, no injuries to report for the Utah Jazz. If Joe wanted to play any game, it had to have been this game tonight. You know what I'm saying? It should have been this game tonight. This would have been a great game for Ingles to play, provided he was healthy. But we know his situation. Portland right now is on a 5-game losing streak where they are barely putting up 100 points in these games. The last game they played where they won, it was 123-119 against Memphis. They put up 121 points against Minnesota and lost that game. Lost that damn game. The Jazz on the other end, win-loss, win-loss, win-win-win-win. I can't gauge this team either. No injuries. So you got Spider Mitchell out there, possibly the best rim defender in the West. I'm telling you right now, man, I don't get this fucking squad. I don't get it. Locke Bresner saying he likes Utah team total over 117.5.
I like that.
I just don't know. I don't know. If it's going to be that low, then you're right. Portland lost to Minnesota by 1. Minnesota scored 124 the first game, or the second game, 135 the second game. Phoenix put up 120. Denver put up 124. Golden State put up 132. Team total. That's a good look, Locke. That's a good look. Because they're not stopping a nosebleed right now. They're not. And so that is a good look. I'm going to look deeper into that number there. I like that. I don't like that it's so low.
They scored 129 against them. I know it was a while ago, but last time they played Portland, I think they won 129-105 or something like that. If Simons doesn't play here, Portland's going to get smacked around.
Steamroll. Yeah.
I wouldn't give the 17 because, I mean, who the fuck's motivated when you're up 20?
Right.
All game.
You're basically saying that Portland's not scoring at all then, Corey, right?
They're just not. Even if they score, it's just they got nothing, man. Watford and these guys suck. They're garbage. I mean, sometimes they get hot. They got hot against Minnesota for a minute where they couldn't miss, and they lost by 14. And that was them that was a win for them. You could see they were pretty pumped. They didn't get blown out by 30 again. So could they lose by 16 tonight? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, Utah. Was it last game or I thought they played decent last game? Yeah, it was Dallas. Dallas played good defense. It was the New Orleans game that they really
90-124. Yeah.
You had OKC, they scored 116 on. But yeah, I think Portland, no defense, even with Simons, it's not like he brings a defensive presence to that team. That would actually probably help the team total if he plays because he'll push them a little harder. But yeah, I mean, you got to look Utah here. I won't bet the 17. If you want to bet it, I'd bet first half because they're going to jump on them early. But yeah, I'm with you, Locke Bresner. The team total might be the way to go here at 117.5.
I'll look into that more. I will look into that more. All right, man. And we've got two nightcaps here. Well, three nightcaps, but the next nightcap starting at the same time, 10 Eastern, Denver at Sacramento. Right now, kind of funny, man. Sacramento is plus 4.5, right? Total in this game is 239. That's a eerily low spread for me. Eerily low, because I feel like it should be more. Same players are out for Sacramento as well as Denver. Nothing new there. You've got possible set, some set pieces not playing here. Najee is probable. Bones Highland is probable. Will Barton is questionable, right? We're getting a closer return to Michael Porter Jr., right? Close return there. And then out for the Sacramento's Rashawn Holmes, Lamb, Mo Harkless, and Davis, who's been out for the season. No one's stopping Joker. No one's stopping Joker here. This is a game I haven't looked too deep on, but I don't see why Denver can't come and beat these boys by 10 themselves. For this line to only be at 4.5, the way Denver's been playing as of late, they lost to OKC, but they've beat Golden State. They've beat New Orleans, who was hot, if you want to call them that. They beat Houston, meh. They beat Portland. They've already beat Sacramento by 5. This is going to be the third time they've played them in less than a month, right? The first time they beat Sacramento 128-110, right? So that line at Sacramento, the second game they played on the 26th was at 8.5, right? And now you're getting right now back to a 4.5 here. I'm telling you, I like Denver here. Denver has their number. There's just some teams you can't beat. Some teams you can't beat.
No, we haven't got to the Toronto-San Antonio game yet, Locke.
No, I want to say that is probably the game right after this. Sorry about that. I did skip over that game. But yeah, it's Denver. This should be a game that Denver should get all the way. I do like Denver here. I don't see why Denver don't go and just mop this squad up easily. I'm going to probably jump on Denver. Want to look deeper at the numbers, but this is going to be another regular lean for me. Who do you like?
I like Denver first half.
Okay.
They play decent first half, and then they kind of fall apart in the second half sometimes here and there. Sacramento's the opposite. They suck first half, and somehow they fight their way back into games late. They kind of really ride that Fox Sabonis train down the stretch, and it works. But first half, they've just been awful. So Dallas first half, you'll probably get it. Actually, I probably have the line already. Let's see. I haven't bet it yet. Yeah, -2.5 first half. I like that. Joker should do what he wants. I know Sabonis is in there, but not the greatest defender. So, yeah, Denver shouldn't have an issue here.
Mm-hmm.
They should cover that 4.5 as well, but, I feel safer there in the first half. Yeah, I mean, Sacramento's got the pieces, man. They just can't put it together. I like that Fox Sabonis combination. They've got some shooters around them, but just can't seem to put the wins together. So, I mean, I think Denver's the look here, and the Joker's playing as good as you can play. So, hard to go against that guy right now.
Yeah, my problem with Sacramento is I think they just need to be sat down and have a scheme put together for them. Maybe they're going to be a lot better next year, right? Give them an off season. Give them an off season. But Sacramento, I mean, they're still losing games. They'll lose 2-1-1. They'll lose. They'll win. They was on a 4-game losing streak for a quick second, right? So this team still has to figure it out. They're just months away from being a little better. Give them until next year. I think you'll see a different looking squad. But as of now, man, yeah, I'm not playing Sacramento for anything. I'm not going to do that. I think this is a Denver game, a game to where when Joker's at his prime, man. I mean, that's the thing. Sacramento needs to play fast, right? And if they're not, it's not going to work out. It is not going to work out. So me, I do like Denver here. Sacramento does have Domas right now. But if you don't have Rashawn for help, I'm sorry. All right, man, I'm going to jump back to the game that I skipped, Toronto at San Antonio. This line right now is sitting at San Antonio plus 1.5. Total on this game is 229.5. Looking at the injury report here right now, Fred VanVleet is possible. He's probable. OG is out. Malachi Flynn is out. He's been out. And Johnson is questionable. For the Spurs side, you've got Romeo Langford, who's out. Lonnie Walker, who's probable, who's been playing some great ball. Devin Vassell, and Bates Diop, who is doubtful. This is a Toronto game. I don't even know why we're talking about this. This number is low. You got VanVleet, who's out, right? But as long as you got Scotty Barnes and Pascal Siakam in there, I'm sorry, man. These guys are some long defenders, and you're taking Lonnie Walker out, who's been a big help for DeJounte Murray. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. This is a Spurs game where they should lose. I don't think Pop is going to break his record here. Has he already broken the record? No.
I don't know.
No, he's not breaking that record today. And this line is short enough to where if you're trying to tell me Toronto can't go in here and win by a bucket, you've got to be kidding me, right? Toronto has had the longer rest. So now you had time to game plan? You've given Nurse time to game plan against the Spurs? They haven't played since the 6th, bro. And they don't play until the 11th. So they've got the greater rest advantage here, right? And you're telling me they only have to win by a bucket. Looking at the line movement here, I just want to see where it was. Yeah, it was at 1. Right? So it's creeped up a little bit. I don't care if VanVleet's not playing. I don't care. Now, the thing about this game, if you ask me, 229.5 is a high total. A high total. So is there going to be a lot of point scoring? It seems like there is. 230, sheesh, that's a lot. But I do like Toronto here. I think people are a little afraid of Toronto with their most recent body of work because they have lost some games they should not have. They should not have lost to Orlando. They should not have lost to Detroit. And they've lost to Cleveland. 3-game losing streak going on right now for Toronto. Head-to-head wise, they already played January 4th. They smacked San Antonio 129-104. Okay? This is a Toronto game if I haven't seen one. Now, maybe the books are trying to fool people, trying to bait people into taking Toronto because the line is so low. I like Toronto here. Going to look deeper into the numbers to see why they're so low, right? But I do like Toronto here. Maybe they get up for Coach Pop today for him to break his Don Nelson record. Who do you like?
Tough game, man. I think Toronto needs VanVleet to play here. They've looked pretty bad the last 3 games. They can't score. They're not shooting well. They need to win this game. You got Brooklyn coming up fast at this point. You got to figure they're going to go on a mini run here. You don't want to drop into that spot of the playoffs. So, I want to say Toronto gets this done, man, but I'd want to see VanVleet playing here.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm definitely betting, though, is DeJounte Murray's PRA. The guy's an absolute machine, especially with those other guards out. He's just playing the whole game. He's been crushing. I think they usually place it at about 40. So I like DeJounte Murray here tonight. I think Toronto gets this done, man, but I'm not betting them after blowing those games with Detroit and Orlando. It's just one of those things, man. They just can't score, and they need a little injection. So if VanVleet plays, I think they get this done no problem. The line kind of tells me he might not be playing.
Yeah. With that short of a line, yeah.
San Antonio they're just not that good of a team, but they're scrappy. They're in games. But they've been playing, when they play good teams, they lose. So you got to figure Toronto can go in here and get this thing done, man. They're always high-scoring games with San Antonio because of the pace they put on you. Maybe that kind of pace helps Toronto snap out of this slump. So we'll see. I do like Toronto. I'm not going to bet them, but I will be betting Murray PRA tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, we will see. Pascal Siakam assists?
Oh, absolutely not. That fucking guy, man.
Last game on the slate, man. Last game we have on the slate is Washington at the Clippers. Total on this game right now is 217.5. LA are the favorites here, -4. Looking at the line movement on this game here, looks like this was at 4.5. Yeah, I agree. Go down. Back-to-back game. I'm telling you, man, I don't want any smoke in this game. This game is a total pass for me. I don't want any play in this game. I don't like that it's a back-to-back for the Clippers, and I don't like Washington. Right? This is going to be a game that the Clippers probably win. My play that I would have played on the Clippers yesterday should have been reserved for today. That's the way I look at it. The Clippers should win this game easily. I don't think they're going to lose this game. This is a gritty team, but you don't have Rocco playing. If you still don't have your set pieces playing, it could be a disaster. Could be a nightmare. A long night for the Clippers. Rocco's out indefinitely. Raul Neto, Vernon Carey Jr., and Brandon Bill all out. Yeah, I don't want any play in this game at all. I don't want any play in this game. I could care less about the Clippers, and I can definitely care less about Washington. Not going to even get there to this game. Don't even give a shit about it. Too large of a slate for me to even think about this game. Who do you like?
I like Washington here, I think. If Reggie Jackson can't, get out of that slump that he's in, they don't have enough scoring. I do like this Washington team with Porzingis now. They had a 10-point win against Indiana with him in his first game. They look good with him. Him, Kuzma, they got the scoring.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to bet it. I want to see it play out a couple more games first, but I do think they could be dangerous down the stretch here for betting. Obviously, they're out of it as far as the playoffs go, but they're constantly, you're going to see good lines in their favor. They're going to want to look good here down the stretch with Porzingis to kind of, show that the trade worked. There's some hope there, some future in Washington.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they play hard here. Clippers off the back-to-back. Reggie Jackson slumping right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they snap out of it and beat him. But for me, I'm not touching this game. I do want to see this Porzingis lineup play out a little more. And to your point, Locke Bresner, yeah, it was 6 games in 8 days. They threw that makeup game in there for him after the All-Star break.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't care what kind of rest you got. You need to be beaten.
Detroit.
And Detroit.
Yeah, I don't care.
Detroit's playing competitive ball lately. Yeah, I do think Toronto will get it done tonight. And then as far as that game, yeah, I like Washington here.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bet on them.
Yeah, I'm with it. All right, man. Let's get into our official leans for today.
Hey, yo, I woke up, I'm not dead. Smoked up, got out of bed. Gotta see the green, otherwise I see a lot of red. Watching what I say around some of y'all.
All right, man. My leans right now, I've got 5 of them. And if I'm going to take this trifecta, that's 8. I got Chicago -5.5. I think I'm going to get there. That's a regular lean for me. Minnesota trifecta, man. That's a good lean for me today. I want to look deeper at those numbers. I've got Dallas. That's my heavy lean. Dallas -8 right now. I do like Dallas a lot. I'm going to look deeper into this Utah Jazz. This is a very light lean for me, but I do like Locke Bresner's look on that. I'm going to look deeper in that number and see if I turn that also into a quarter game. And then Denver. I am liking Denver here. Denver at -4.5. Could be a trap game, though. Those are my leans. Who do you like?
Yeah, I think the only thing I haven't stepped on yet is that Utah team total.
Yeah.
Over 117.5. Now that I think about it, that might be another first half for me.
Mm-hmm.
See what their team total is first half there. Because they could definitely step off the gas in the second half. So that's the only one I haven't actually got to, but I do have a bunch already locked in here.
Okay. All right, man. So those are it for the leans. Let's get into official picks.
Hey, yo, I woke up, I'm not dead. Smoked up, got out of bed. Gotta see the green, otherwise I see a lot of red. Watching what I say around some of y'all.
I don't have anything official, man, but I think if I had to choose one right now, it's going to be that Dallas play. I want to look at Minnesota's first half points because I know they're not going to be stopped there, right? But it is vitally important that I do have Ant-Man playing and D'Angelo Russell playing. So I'm going to check out those numbers. But the minus, what is that, 14, I believe?
Yeah.
Yeah, 14.5 is telling me that they're playing. 14.5 is telling me that they're playing. So I'm going to look at the team total for Minnesota, but coming very close to making Dallas -8 an official play. What do you have?
I've got Chicago -5.5. I got Boston -7. First half, Minnesota -8. Dallas -8 for the game. And then first half, Denver -2.5. So I got those locked in right now.
That's a lot.
Yeah, we got 5 already on the board.
That's a lot.
Probably get to some of those team totals and then a bunch of player props. So it should be a big day.
Yeah, man.
Let's make
That's
some money.
a lot. That is a lot there. And that is the show, man. Large slate, 12 games, bro. That's just about damn near the whole league.
Yeah.
And we did it under an hour. Guy on the Couch should be back on tomorrow. Make sure you like and subscribe to Getting in the Green with Perfect Strangers, where we post all our final plays on Twitter, just on Twitter, because we're too cool for any other fucking social media. We're way too cool. Sorry about that. Right? Make sure you like and subscribe. We are happy to speak back and forth with you. Thanks for all the love in the chat, and we will see y'all on the next day. Until then, man, y'all be easy.